general theme is how does it feel to be a hypocrite?
Right. Well, he sounds like a royal dirtbag.
I was wrong about something.
Magnificent! Magnificent! Magnificent!
If we can be with ourselves, if we can understand ourselves, we can love.
It's not my fault nobody can understand what you're saying.
Let's go while we're young.
3, 2, 1. Just introduce yourself and tell me what you ate for breakfast.
Hey, good morning. Matt here. Let's see. I'm trying to get this to share right. There we go. How's the color this morning? I kind of had to, did some schools last week, and so all of my equipment, I had to kind of jumble around, and some of the lighting and some things weren't working, so I repositioned the camera here this morning, and hopefully it's looking a little bit okay, but not sure quite what's going on. But I'm here, and that's what counts, right? And you're here, and that's what counts. So we're going to talk about today on this Monday. We're going to do this in 3 parts. 6 crucial skills to master. Now, I say crucial versus important very specifically because important is like, important is like drinking a Pepsi, right? That's important. Crucial is drinking water, like we can't survive without it. And so crucial is a very specific word to use here, because if we can master these skills, and that means just repetitive things and writing them down and tracking them and things. But these 6 crucial skills to master are just of crucial nature. So 1 is consistency. And we're going to talk about that today. 2 is forgiveness. We're going to talk about that today. And then tomorrow, we're going to talk about self-discipline. Tomorrow, we're going to also talk about mindfulness. So 3 and 4. And then on Wednesday this week, we're going to talk about 5 and 6, and that is gratitude and emotional regulation, which is we're gonna lean into that emotional regulation pretty good here on Wednesday morning. So it's gonna be a good week here. Memorial weekend coming up. Is everybody looking forward to that? I mean, this is. I can't believe it's already Memorial Weekend. It's kind of crazy to me, honestly. Let me just check here. It looks like everything's going well, right? Because my screen is black on my computer, but looks like, according to my phone here, that everything is working. So I guess we should be good. So we're going to move on to this. So number 1 here on these 6 crucial skills to master consistency. And so I've broken these things down into basically A, B, C, and so on. And what I have here for A, for consistency, that's really important is identify. Now, this is really important. Identify is foundational to consistency. You have to identify it and then eliminate it. So you have to identify and eliminate distractions. People are really frustrated with me sometimes because I am sometimes probably even overboard on how I have identified and eliminated distractions. So as an example, if it's not a text message from a VIP that I call them, I've literally identified different people as VIPs and so on. And so a VIP text will vibrate and sound, but I literally have to go into Messenger, and I literally have to go into other apps to see if someone messaged me, because I just have those all off. I have all the notifications off for those things, and people get really frustrated with me for that sometimes. But I've identified what's a distraction for me, and then I've just eliminated them as much as humanly possible, and so on. So, and that if you have all those things, those distractions, they're gonna really they're gonna distract you in a sense that will not allow you to mentally engage again in kind of what you're working on. So, and then for inconsistency, B would be define clear and measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound goals. So I'll have a project to do and I'll give myself, say, 2 hours to do that project. I'll either get that project done or I'll stop and I'll move on from that. And that way it's just something that, because when we set a time boundary, we're going to hustle during that time boundary. If you give yourself 30 days to, do something, it's going to take you 30 days to do it, when really it was probably a, 3-hour or 10-hour job. So make sure that you set boundaries of time to achieve those things in consistency. So C, prioritize tasks. This is really important, because if you don't prioritize your tasks, you're gonna just, and I mean work tasks or personal tasks or anything, you must like prioritize them for most important. Like it's really important that A, B, C, and that's in line, and then these other tasks can kind of take another, just they can go to another day. In fact, kind of I have generally in my schedule literally a recovery day, and that is just to recover some of those things that I wasn't able to get done during those time boundaries that I've set. And then this is really important, and I grabbed my calendar here, but brought it into this room, but I don't know why I set it out of my reach, so I can't show it to you right now. But I track my progress as well to help me be consistent, so that you can just have a record of those achievements and reward yourself for those achievements and so on. You kind of get the idea. But here's a tough one for me. Be patient and forgive your failures. Learn from them, understand them. Building consistency in things takes time. You might miss a day and you feel like a failure. It's easy to punish yourself or whatever in those things, but if you have these other pieces in place and measure them, you'll be able to reward yourself for the positives. And then for some of those failures, you'll be able to really analyze and learn from that instead of punishing yourself for that. And it's really important, though, for consistency to get back on track as soon as possible. You've seen my shirt, Stay Positive. Shape of a brain stem on it. Probably should have worn that today, but one of the things to be consistent is it's crucial to replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts. And that doesn't mean that you say that something didn't happen and you ignore it, but you just have to replace it with, you've heard me say there's one problem, right? There's one flat tire, but there's multiple ways to fix that flat tire in different solutions around that. So that's kind of what I mean. You just replace the negative with positive thoughts. And then the last thing, G here for consistency is I think some people call it actually habit stacking. And in other words, one of the things that I do when I'm working on projects is I have sound canceling earbuds that are the one of the best purchases I've ever made. And I literally, they're sound canceling. You can't hear really anything at all, even when there's nothing playing. But combine these habits. You could be working out and listening to an audiobook as an example, or I'll listen to podcasts while I'm working on a project, or even while I'm on the tractor or whatever, I'll do those things. So habit stacking, I think, is kind of the term that some use for that, is where you just combine things and learn while you're also achieving different goals. And so number 2 in the 6 crucial, I mean, this is really important, that word crucial, 6 crucial skills to master. Number 2 is forgiveness. Now in forgiveness, we have to acknowledge like the pain or the thing that someone caused in order to forgive. We have to recognize, acknowledge that. We have to accept that hurt by someone, that it did happen in order to forgive. You have to kind of allow yourself to feel the emotions. You have to allow yourself to feel like the anger and sadness and maybe even betrayal, without judgment, though. That's how we can forgive. Now, there's a difference between judgment and discernment, right? And kind of understand that difference. I guess I won't go into that, but understand that we have to discern those things, acknowledge those things, but not judge those things. And that's a really huge step, in my opinion. Number A in forgiveness. That's the very first crucial step towards mastering the skill of forgiveness. And then B, we have to make the choice to let it go. We don't have to we have to forgive it, let it go. We don't have to forget it. We don't have to go hang out with those people that maybe did betray us or hurt us or whatever else. We do have to let it go. Forgiveness is a basic conscious decision to let that go and go do your thing, set your goals and whatever. It's not about condoning what was happening or whatever. I'm not saying that, but just let it go, let them go and things. So C, empathy and compassion is a really key component to forgiveness. We have to basically practice those things. We have to cultivate kind of empathy, imagining like the person who offended us. Do they also have struggles? Maybe they also have regrets, and that's why they say hurt people, right? And so we have to understand that's part of it and practice that empathy and compassion. Again, though, B was let go. We don't have to hang out with them, but we can, still acknowledge that they're a human being and that they have their own processes to take, in steps to take, and even being forgiven, in fact. And that's recognizing those things basically is forgiveness takes time, right? We have to do those steps and follow those things in order to do that. So we're going to wrap up. We're going to give away a t-shirt. Make sure you email me. See, the email thing allows me to put it right into the shipping system that we've worked really, really hard to develop this last probably 2 weeks. Really, we've just taken a whole bedroom and literally it's a spare bedroom with it's going to be just a bed in there for for people that I need a spare bedroom for, or whatever, the grandkids and whatever. But it's where we can then get to a point here, probably this week even. I was hoping today, but this week for sure, we're going to start having the ability to ship every day. So tomorrow, before I give the shirt away here, self-discipline, we're going to talk about that tomorrow, and mindfulness also tomorrow. And then Wednesday, gratitude and emotional regulation. So let's get into it and see who the winner is. Oh, better do that one again. I have enough shirts. I've screwed up enough of them in the process of learning how to make them. So I got plenty. Congratulations, Becca. Make sure that you email me, shinybrandgifts@gmail.com, and send me your sizes and what your shirt choice is. A whole bunch of pictures have been taken and things. Make sure that you share this with somebody, that if you think it's worthy, share it with somebody. I'm not going to, as I've sent a ton of messages out, I'm not going to be doing this on my personal account anymore. I basically had to come to a decision here where Facebook was sort of forcing me into a place of changing that personal account over to like a professional account, or to knock it off. Basically, that doing the live thing nearly every day, and some of the volume that it was getting, they just were regulating it a little bit more. And I was getting some things from them on having to make that choice. So that actually personal Facebook was set up by my daughter Deej in like 2009 or something. So I'm just going to leave it alone and not have to change anything over and possibly screw that whole thing up. So thanks for being with me this morning. We'll see you tomorrow morning right here at 6:30 a.m. Have a great day.
You know what I just saw?
Who is this guy?
I call myself Podcast because of my podcast.
I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
So it's done.
It's done.